What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be diving into a movie that a lot of people at South by Southwest watched, and that is going to be Ash, a smaller sci-fi horror film from Flying Lotus. Let's dive in. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Movie Diet. Today we're diving into the new Flying Lotus movie, and that is Ash. And this is starring Isaac Gonzalez and Aaron Paul. Before we do dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to Movie Dive. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. If I do, I'll be giving away a free $150 gift card to a random winner of my choice. And if you comment down below, you have a higher chance of winning. As I said before, South by Southwest just happened. There was a lot of people coming out of it saying they saw this horror sci-fi movie called Ash that was quite good and quite interesting. So I was able to go and check that out over the last few days. I honestly didn't see a single trailer for this movie. I didn't know anything about it. I did see a little promotional piece by Aaron Paul on his Instagram page, and I thought it looked quite interesting. Of course, Aaron Paul, everyone knows him from Breaking Bad. I do think he's a very good actor, however, depends on how big of a range this guy has, but for this type of role, I think he was quite suited for it. Gonzalez also stars in this movie as well. So the kind of premise here, she's waking up on a spaceship and she has to remember everything that happened. She doesn't remember anything. As they're on this planet, there's kind of an infection with humans that this alien is trying to kill everyone. I know you've seen this story before. It's something you can go to the movie theater. If you enjoy a sci-fi horror, you can have a good time with it. The runtime of this movie is a quick hour and 35 minutes long. Now, does this movie live up to a lot of the hype that the people were talking about at South by Southwest? I do think this movie is quite a good watch. The way I would describe it is it felt kind of like when I was a 12-year-old and I had an unlimited game rental pass at Blockbuster. I would go there and pick up a random sci-fi horror game during the summer, beat that game in a weekend, have some good times with it, have some good jump scares. But once I'm done playing with it, it's something I'll never go back to or practically not remember later on in the future. Now, a bonus of this movie is it's good to watch a film where you can tell the director wasn't held back by the type of marketing and content that was in the movie. There's nothing fan servicey about it. There's nothing where the movie had to have a wow moment where the audience had to clap or a moment where they wanted to make it viral. This is just a straightforward sci-fi horror film. Now, where the issues go with the movie, I do think the acting was not super up to par in the film. There's a lot of moments that the actors had to do some heavy lifting, and I don't know if they reached the potential of what they had to. You can tell Ash is working with a smaller budget. However, Flying Lotus does as much as he can to stretch the dollar in this film. Now, one of the big issues I did have with this movie is the editing pace that goes along with it. There's a lot of cuts that don't make much sense. The lighting in the movie is not the strongest. Of course, people are going to compare this to John Carpenter's The Thing, which lighting was immaculate in that movie. In this one, you had sometimes some trouble figuring out what was going on. Also, with the lower budget comes poor CGI. There are a lot of effects that are practical and pretty intense in this film, but then there's other effects that they do use CGI, and it is pretty noticeable. Also, when it comes to the editing, they do a lot of jump scares in this movie that I felt were very forced. Didn't feel like it was very natural. A lot of times they use this loud jump scare type noises when they do the jump scares, and I feel like if they used more silence, it would have been better editing techniques for the type of horror they're going for. However, again, Ash knows that it's not for everyone. Ash knows the audience that it's going for, and I think it does succeed for the most part. Again, it's a movie I'm not totally going to go back to probably in the future. It's not a very rewatchable movie, and at the end, I do feel a little bit empty because I don't care too much about the characters in the film, but I do give the props to the movie and Flying Lotus for what they were able to achieve while making the movie. It was entertaining enough, and there was moments that you saw what they were going for, and you realized they were just missing the mark of what was going to cause real scares in certain scenes. To me, the ending was pretty predictable. However, I did have a pretty good time with the movie. It's something I do recommend you check out probably on demand when nothing else is really on. I'm going to go ahead and give Ash a 60 out of 100. Have you guys seen Ash? Are you in the sci-fi horror films? If you are, this probably is for you. Let me know in the comments. Please do not forget to subscribe to Movie Dive, and we will see you next time.